Hello, Fightful Faithful. How are you? This is the Tuesday show that we do. We talk about the thing that happened with the rainbow and stuff.
Thank you so much for spending your Tuesday night with us. This is your NXT post show for August 9th. A reminder to get in your super chats and your humper chats. You can also support us at Twitch TV/Fightful Gaming. And if you would, smash a thumbs up on this video so people can find us in the algorithms. Tonight's show brought to you by Magic Spoon and Blue Chew, so keep an eye out for those segues. I am joining Alex, who's just so bad at the intro every week.
Yep. It's true. I am. Subscribe to Fightful Select. You should. Because if you haven't, you should do that, and then you should go back and watch the Raw review from last night. In the last 20 minutes or so was just Linda and Sheila playing FMK.
It was so fun.
So it was very good. It was a lot of fun. We are a two-person improv troupe that occasionally reviews wrestling, and it's kind of fun.
Hi, we're Sour Graps. Can we get a suggestion from the audience? And then you guys send in super chats, and those are our suggestions from the audience.
That would be great.
My sister is legitimately one of the best improvisers in the world, you know. For real, for real.
Wow. Well, I see where I can see where you
globally.
I can see where you get it from.
Oh, thank you, the Linder.
Oh, by the way, for those of you who did not watch yesterday, the wig stand is here. I do not know if it'll make the full transition this evening on this show, but we can all hope. Maybe if you send in enough super chats and humper chats, I might just be forced to do the rest of the show as Linda.
That's it. I know the Cease twins have $35 they can spend with us, so get on it, girls.
Literally, there is nothing good to talk about on this show except for the Tony D and Santos Escobar thing. Everything else in the show was crap.
It was so bad.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to do
like job security though, so I'll take it.
Right. We're gonna have to do a lot of heavy lifting to make this review of the show fun. So
I'm gonna stretch. Just stretch it out.
Yeah, gotta stretch it out.
Alex, I got a friend who texted me at like maybe 3 this afternoon, maybe a little earlier. That said, hey, you have your post show tonight, right? And I said, yeah, why? And he was like, oh, I have an extra ticket to the Mets game tonight. And I was like, oh, I'm reviewing NXT. And so for 2 hours, I was like, I could be watching live baseball right now. And then to rub it in, he brought another friend of mine. And now they're out there having fun, sending me little selfies, eating hot dogs and drinking beers. And you know what I was doing? Watching a 4-minute Nikita Lyons match where she botched a cannonball into the corner. Come on.
Was that what that was supposed to be?
I think so.
Taco Biter says, just saying hello, Taco Biter.
Taco Biter. I also bite like tacos.
I had burritos for dinner. I made burritos.
You did?
But I made them my own. I made what I call Italian cheesesteak burritos. Which
That's
is like
not a burrito.
No, but it's a burrito. It's in a tortilla, so it's got all the stuff in it, and it's totally
Isn't that what a wrap is?
That's okay. So fine, you want to call it a wrap? It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. You know what's a wrap? Any hope for NXT 2.0 being good? That's a wrap from me. Not this episode, fella.
No. Nurguru says, Kate, major respectful heart eyes tonight. You look amazing. Yes, I was saying that.
You.
Yes, Kate looks like she's going to the ball.
I am. This is actually a full ball gown underneath. So
it looks like it could be.
It is. That's why it looks that way.
From collarbone up, you look like you're going to like a formal affair somewhere.
Oh, thank you. I got all fancy. You know why I got all fancy, Alex?
You tell the people why you got all fancy.
Because at our sister show, Get the Flick Out of Here, we've started doing interviews, and I did an interview earlier today if you stick around till the end of this show, maybe I'll tell you who it's with, but it drops tomorrow, I think. I'm pretty sure it does.
Not tomorrow, then it is a week from tomorrow. So there.
It's one of those two things. If I've crunched the numbers correctly as a porn accountant, I would be able to see that it probably drops tomorrow.
Well, speaking of porn accountants, she had a match to start the show off versus Nikita Lyons. And we found out last night that Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark are a tag team on the main roster. And there appears to be some confusion about whether this is a full call-up or not. I feel like it's one of those deals where it's kind of like, hey, let's just see how you guys do in front of a much bigger crowd. Come and be in the locker room with all these other women, learn the ropes. We'll see what happens, kind of a thing. It is, if that's what it felt like to me to begin with. And after watching this match, I would say that's what I hope is the case. Nikita, she did like a running butt dive into the corner that was supposed to be either a cannonball or a Bronco buster and was neither. It was not pretty looking. The porn accountant was in control for much of this evening, much of this match, working on the leg. And then, of course, because it's a wrestling match, Nikita Lyons' finisher is a jumping, spinning back heel kick, which involves all of the legs. Either the one that she kicks with or the one that she lands on. Considering how she was selling the leg the whole time, she shouldn't have been able to do one of those things.
Yeah, no, that did not make sense.
And then her jumping split pin where she puts her butt in the person's face and everybody goes, "It should have been me" on Twitter. And then she won, and it was not great. And then Kiana James beat the crap out of her afterwards with a leather attaché case, which she held above her head like it was a championship belt. And now we're going to see more of this feud, I guess. Nikita Lyons versus porn accountant.
And the feud I never needed. Okay, first of all, Sean made it very clear on Friday, guys. If you're going to talk about how hot I am, you have to pay money to do it. Okay, you got to send in super chats and upper chats. That's the protocol. No, thank you for the lovely compliments, those of you who are being tasteful. This match was not good. I wasn't expecting it to be great because Nikita is all right in the ring. Porn accountant, I think, is very new. So that combination isn't always the greatest, but I actually thought she looked better than Nikita tonight. I don't know, the chemistry just wasn't there or what the deal is, but it was not good and it was very short. So it's like going to the restaurant and complaining that your portions are too small and the food's not very good. Like, I feel like a longer match, if they were able to put something more serviceable together, that would be good because the spot wouldn't stand out so bad. But because it was 4 minutes long, I was like, the thing I remember most is the bad things that happened in this match, which is not wonderful. So,
yeah. JW Pringle says porn accountant versus singer / dancer / bouncer / bartender / astronaut / wrestler / kickboxing champion. Was that one of them?
Like so many. She's just so many slashes, Alex.
/ Botchamania star. JW Pringle says Kate, Alex, Council of Marks, Pope, Papa Paul Elizabeth started a new job yesterday and have crossed a career milestone. Tomorrow, my son starts his senior year of high school. Everything is coming up in Millhouse. Well, that's fantastic.
Okay, even I know what that means. All right, I know I'm a notorious not Simpsons watcher, but I do know what coming up Millhouse
Simpsons watcher.
But JW Pringle, we love that for you, and thanks for like a pretty big super chat. We appreciate that so much. And congratulations on the new job. And oh my gosh, your son, high school. Those are the days. They fly by, I'm told, but I'm never having kids, so.
My daughter starts kindergarten in like a week. Yeah, that's a crazy milestone. Also, new episodes of Bluey drop tomorrow on Disney Plus. One, sleep, tell Bluey. So I'm very excited about that.
Still don't know what it is.
I know. It's my daughter's favorite show. It's my daughter's favorite show, and she doesn't know it's happening. So I'm going to surprise her tomorrow with new episodes of Bluey. It's going to be great.
Stop it.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
We love that.
Okay, so
see, this is what's awesome, because the show was awful tonight, but we're going to celebrate our little community today, because there's not a lot to talk about on NXT that is like, we should spend time analyzing this. This was a bad episode, Alex.
I love how nobody in the chat has ever seen a woman's shoulders. Like, it's just shoulders.
I don't mean to like make you thirst, but my ankles are exposed too. So you're supposed to send us money.
They're going to spontaneously combust. The porn bots are going to show up, and everyone's going to go over to those websites.
No bots, only accountants. Send in money. I'm pretty by sending in money.
We have fun.
We do have fun.
So, Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark are going to be in the tag tournament. They have a little segment backstage. We're like, hey, so anyway, I know we've never met, except for, all of those Facebook groups we belong to that are bleeding the same way. But I thought it was great that, like, Zoe's like, hey, so Nikita and I are on different paths in NXT, but on the main roster on SmackDown, we are going to become champions, and then everyone's going to have to notice us. I would hope so. I would hope that if you become the tag team champions, that they would notice you. That's a weird thing for you to assert. They
had a very intricate secret handshake for people that had met 5 minutes beforehand. And that's just a dumb promo. Like, you should not be saying, like, people are going to remember us. You should be saying, like, harp on the fact that it's an opportunity. Harp on the fact that, like, tag team women's wrestling is getting a whole brand new look. Like, do a better promo than that. That was lazy and bad, as was much of the show.
Yeah. Myron Kidd says, Kate in that red, talk about a heat wave.
See?
And he paid money.
And gave us money. We love you, Myron. Thank you.
Tom LaValle says, saw a Twitter thread naming the Nikita Zoe tag team. Can't remember who started it, but my favorite was the 1-6 Mafia. My favorite was Proud Girls. I think that's very simple and can work both ways. Anyway, no more talking about that for the rest of the evening. Anyway, there's a segment where Dem Loafs, the walking loaves of white bread, the Caucasians of pain, are watching tape with Apollo. He's like, hey, come on, watch this, watch this stuff. Then Roddy comes in like, what are you even doing? Like, I truly love Roddy Strong, but it does feel like he is intentionally being bad at what he is doing on screen sometimes. Like, just, I don't want to be here. So maybe if I'm really bad, they'll release me, because he's like, what are you even doing? I was not late last week. I never had any intention of showing up. It was a test. And you passed, but you, Apollo, you're dumb, and I don't like you. Let's have a match. And I was like, Roddy, I've seen you act better than that many times. Feels like you're just doing this on purpose.
I will say that the changes of the Triple H era that we've seen on Raw and SmackDown have not yet translated to developmental. It still feels like a really bad high school play, and that is not where Roderick Strong shines in this very bad presentation of professional wrestling.
Yeah.
It's not good.
So anyway, we're gonna get an Apollo versus Roddy Strong match, and you could have fooled me into thinking, wow, that's gonna be great. Anyway, Lash Legend is backstage, and this is the thing. Like, here we go. Why is Lash Legend talking at Malik Blade? Is what I said out loud. Why is that a thing? What is that? To what end? As I always say, Turns out there
You
wasn't.
made it further than me because I said, "Why is Lash Legend?" and just didn't finish the sentence.
There you go. I this has to lead somewhere. I thought, and I guess to their credit, it did. But like, I don't know why this had to be the path to get there. That didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But I mean, I guess they achieved what they wanted to do. Later, Idris and Ofe walks up and she starts talking at him as well. So both of them are talking, and then Idris, another segment happens, and Idris is like, "Lash, what? Stop! Can you please? We've been standing here listening to you talk for an hour. Why? What are you? What? Get to the point if there is one." And then Yes Boys walk up, the Yes Boys, and they're like, "How dare you say mean things to Lash Legend? She's great. We have a match with you later tonight, and we're going to show you how we're going to beat you up for being so disrespectful to Lash Legend." I was like, they're pairing up Lash Legend with the Yes Boys, huh? That seems odd, but I mean, all right. But yeah, those were all the backstage segments. And again, this happened over the course of 2 hours. We'll talk about the match when we get to the match, but the backstage segments were wonky.
It was framed as if she had not stopped talking for those 2 hours. It was so bad and weird. And also, where's your evidence that Lash Legend is unstoppable? Please show me the evidence of how successful Lash Legend has been in her NXT 2.0 run. There isn't much. There's really not.
No. Eugene Solis says, Katie's looking beautiful tonight.
See? Tasteful
very
and
respectful,
money.
and you paid us money.
That's it. That's all I want.
Paul Elizabeth says, SGS and Team KLX, let's congratulate Sir Pringle on his milestones. Yes, congratulations. Hold on.
My dad's allowed to call me pretty without paying money, just as clarification.
For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny. Thank you. Good. Am I allowed to disrobe the glasses?
Sure.
Okay. Sometimes you get mad at me for taking them off too early.
Well, sometimes it feels like I should be responding as Sheila, and you're like, dip. But I'm like, Linda, well, you can't just put the wig back on the wig stand.
It's hard. So the whole thing is, to do the wig thing, I got to like take off all the apparatus and then put the wig on, because I can't put the wig on over the top. It does not look right.
Yeah, it's called committing to the bit, Alex. God.
This show is long enough as it is. We got to hold the whole transition.
Yeah, but this episode's not going to be long with wrestling talk. Let's be real.
This doesn't look right. It just doesn't look right.
You look like you're drunk at a football team when they're away, and like have their away colors.
Yeah. Ryan Sullivan says, I feel it's important we all acknowledge that Alex is one handsome fellow.
He is. You look very handsome tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Your skin tone does change based on what's happening with your monitor, but
other than that,
you look great.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. So Ryan Sullivan also says that Linda Lending Tree commercial really messes up by not saying the Linda. The Linda talks to the Linda sounds better.
It does.
To make this show relevant, something NXT. Oh, thank you very much.
Thanks, Ryan. The thing is, it would have been gimmick infringement if they had put the there.
Yes,
then we would have had to sue. It would have been a whole thing.
Yeah, jeez. Then we're caught up in litigation. We got to do depositions.
We got to get a horse lawyer involved.
If I ever sue the Lending Tree, I'm getting a horse lawyer.
As you should.
Yeah. J.B. Pringle says, extra money is for Linder's serenade. Well, thank you very much. Emily C. says, Alex, drop the skincare routine.
Do it. You look so glowing and dewy today.
I positively glow.
You do.
Myron Kidd says it's clear as day that Bruce Pritchard is still booking NXT and Triple H hasn't taken over yet. This show is garbage. Listen, I would not be surprised to not have that. The things that I think Triple H is going to do now that he's running things on top now are he is going to make sure title runs in NXT get mentioned and accounted for on the main roster. Everyone started to be talking about how they were former champions, two-time champion, whatever it is. They're like that means something now where it never used to under Vince. That's a very important thing for him.
Yeah, because it's his damn work.
Right. Also, I feel like you're not going to see somebody get called up from NXT and given some random new crazy gimmick that makes no sense. Like you're going to figure out something for them to do in NXT, and then when they get called up under Triple H's watch, they'll have something similar at least. They might have to change their name, whatever, but we're not going to have something crazy new thing. Other than that, I feel like Trips is kind of like, you know what, do whatever you want. I don't think he's going to be involved in the day to day. Like I think he's going to like let it sink or swim with Sean, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Buddy, it's sinking.
It is not doing
like
well.
This is not a TV product. Like I understand it's developmental, and I also feel like it would take longer to write that ship because it's developmental. But like, I don't know. If ROH got weekly TV on Tuesdays and this went away, I would not be upset.
So, speaking of not being booked well, or even knowing how wrestling works, there was a rounds match between Wesley and Trick Williams, which Vic Joseph on commentary was very adamant about it not being a boxing match. And yet both guys showed up for a boxing match with boxing gloves, and the first round was just a boxing match. There was like one Lou Thez press, and that was about it. Everything else was just boxing. And you can't have your lead announcer go, why are they wearing gloves? This isn't a boxing match. And then have the two competitors have a boxing match, because it makes everybody look like nobody's on the same page. It looks really bad that way. There were a bunch of rules to a rounds match that I'd never seen before. I missed the graphic. I was just listening to it. I missed the graphic. So after the first pinfall, because the first round goes through the whole way, they're just boxing. In the second round, he pins Wesley. Triple H pins Wesley, and I was like, "What the hell are you doing with Wesley? Why is he continuing to lose matches? This doesn't make any sense." And I was like, and I stormed off into the kitchen to get a snack. And they came back from commercial, and the match was still happening. And I was like, I know I just watched him get pinned. What is happening? Because I did not know the rules of the match. Apparently, the first one to get 2 pinfalls gets the victory. Or if you knock somebody out, then the match is over. And a whole bunch of other crap too. But it was all bad rules.
Work shoot fights are the worst thing in the world. Like the Jake Hager and Wardlow one sucked in AEW. Brawl for All is the worst idea to happen in wrestling. It's a bad idea. Like scripted shoot fights or like Brawl for All, whatever that was. Ugh. It's bad. Also, Wesley's a great professional wrestler. We don't need to compensate for his lack of ring ability. Just let him wrestle. This is so dumb. It has nothing to do with either of their backgrounds at all. It's just a dumb thing they decided to do. And it's not like it wasn't a boxing match, but was a UFC match or something else that goes rounds. This was just boxing. Like, this is so stupid and dumb. And also, those were not regulation-sized boxing gloves. I don't know what those monstrosities on their hands were. But this was so stupid. And honestly, Trick is better than this. And Wesley is way better than this. This was trash. It did not feel like a blow-off in any way. This was so bad. And you're wasting 2 guys who can actually move in the ring, one of whom's phenomenal in the ring. What are we doing?
So they wrestle. They have the boxing match for the first round. There's nothing happens in the first round except for a lot of body strikes, really. And then they get rid of ditch the boxing gloves and have a match. Wesley is a dumb baby face and gets distracted and gets kicked in the face, and then he gets pinned in the second round, and that ends the round. And then we go into the third round, and what happens in the third? Is it in the third round that he pins Trick Williams with Trick Williams' feet on the ropes, and that was the thing that happened. That should not have been a legal pinfall. But Wade Barrett wouldn't shut up about it for the rest of the match, and Vic Joseph had to pretend it didn't happen so that the guy he's rooting for could win, which is a bad look all the way around. Just figure out a way to make the thing work with the guy's feet are in the ropes. Then Carmelo Hayes at one point loads up one of the gloves and puts it on Trick Williams. But Trick Williams is right-handed, okay? But he loads up the left-hand glove and then tries to put it on Trick's right hand. But of course, that doesn't work. If you ever try to put on a boxing glove, that doesn't work. So they loaded up the wrong glove and they put it on the correct hand, which is the left hand. But Trick Williams cannot throw a punch with his left hand. So he's waving it in the general direction of Wesley as Wesley ducks from things that are 4 feet over his head. Finally, he's able to connect with it, and it knocks out Lee. Knocks out Wes Lee. And I was just like, well, let him do the 10 count. You hit him with the loaded glove, let him do the 10 count. If you let him do the 10 count, then the match is over, because if he gets knocked out, it's over. Like, this was all really bad, because then at the end, Wesley picks up his own boxing glove, but he can't get it on in time because the last round is about to end. And if the last round ends, then he loses the match. So he's trying to put it on, but he can't in time. So he's just like, it's just flopping around his hand isn't in the glove. So he hits him with an empty boxing glove, which is supposed to knock out Trick Williams. And then he pins him and he wins. But I think it was supposed to be that he put on Trick Williams's loaded glove that got taken off earlier in the match, because he shouldn't have been able to one-punch knock out Trick Williams with his own glove that wasn't loaded with anything. All of this was just it. A, the match never should have happened. Like, you don't book this match. That's a dumb thing to do. And B, it was overbooked to the max. And everything felt really bad the whole way through. And I felt really bad for Wes Lee. Just book him in a regular match with Trick Williams that goes 7.5 minutes, where Wes Lee wins clean, and then he can move on. I don't know why we had to do all of this rigmarole bullshit.
We didn't have to do it. That's my point. And I also see people in the chat talking about Pure Rules matches and stuff, and like 90s Japanese. Like, that's not Pure Rules is absolutely for me, because it's a wrestling match, not a boxing or pretend MMA fight. Like, it's still a wrestling match with more rules on it at the end of the day. Yes, I understand blood sport. Yes, I know in the 90s, like Minoru Suzuki, and I know. For the most part, it's trash. I don't like it. Like, and the way it's presented on American television, not great. Like, and the ones that we've seen of recent years are terrible.
I don't think it's a in good faith comparison to contrast what we saw tonight with blood sport or some Japanese shit from the 90s.
No, and honestly, I don't like that either.
Better than this.
It was better than this, and I still don't like it. So, and that's just my opinion. Like, whatever. But it's this of all of them was the worst, because neither of them are boxers. I don't think they're like in catch wrestling either. The rules were ambiguous. It didn't make sense with the story they were telling it all. It's Triple H. Just do a 2 out of 3 whatever bullshit. It's his big blow up thing all the time. Like, let's just do a 2 out of 3 falls. Falls count anywhere, whatever.
JW Pringle says, flopping around sounds like a Blue Chew segue.
Unless your new job is segues. Get off my turf.
Okay, there we go.
Got it.
There you go. Great Clay says, been giving NXT 2.0 a chance after not watching it for a very long time. Tonight, I made it to the where the gentleman came to the ring wearing boxing gloves with a wrestling match. I lived through Brawl for All. I do not remember asking for another one.
No, who was like, that was great. Let's do that again. Billy Bean, call him up.
Yeah, Graham B says, shout out Sock'em Boppers, which I believe was Rock'em Sock'em Robots over here in this. Yeah, there you go. Better to one Jam Beard. Wesley, when Wesley wrestles, there's a certain subsection of Twitter that takes over all the social media response by talking about something that has nothing to do with his current things that are going on. It's a whole thing where people want to make it about something else, and it's not great. And I wish they would stop doing that.
Yeah, stop.
So this is where I tweeted out, I hate NXT 2.0.
And I said, we're still here.
I tweeted it out after this segment. Ariana Grace. I always want to say Ariana Grande. Ariana Grace is in, I guess this is Andre Chase's office. And she's got a black eye.
She just has, by the way.
Yeah.
He just has an office.
Yeah.
On the premises.
Chase U is on the premises. Like,
is Chase U just full sale? Like,
Chase,
is that?
Chase U is has lots of different campus offices. Like, it's a lot of like different campuses. You know what I mean? Like the whole SUNY system, right? Like, it's just like there's all these different places all over the place. They have one in Orlando. They have one wherever. So there's Thea Hale is called into the office because she's in trouble with the principal because she was throwing a football around with Bodie in the quad.
There aren't principals at universities.
Well, I mean, like I used that myself because I thought it was funny.
But that's what this felt like.
It did. She threw the thing and she threw the ball and it hit Ariana Grace in the face. And then she says, I am a former beauty pageant queen. How am I supposed to wear a crown with this face? And I said, if you are a former beauty pageant queen, you shouldn't be wearing a crown because if you do, you are a crazy person. Let's not just lose sight of that, Miss Grace. And I don't even know. And then she says, I threaten a lawsuit if I don't have this match with Thea Hale. And Thea Hale, by the way, was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, Mr. Chase. I'm so sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to. We're throwing the ball around. She's really not great at this yet. And then Andre Chase like loses his mind, drops an F-bomb about a lawsuit pending, which I think probably her lawyer is going to want to have that in discovery that as soon as she threatened a lawsuit, which is, I mean, it's reasonable that he lost it and threw off the handle. You know, it's
new rule. If it was a part of a Brady Bunch plot, it doesn't get to be a part of professional wrestling. Yeah. How's that? She's also going to be brushing her hair and counting how many strands. To your point, former beauty pageant queen is not a current one. That is weird. Second of all, if you're like, oh no, my face got hurt, the reasonable solution, let's get in a professional wrestling match. I'm sure that will be the least harm to my physical self. What are we doing?
Ariana Grace defeated Thea Hale with the Wasteland, which popped Wade Barrett. I don't have anything else to say about this match. Like, I don't know what we're doing putting these. Thea Hale's been wrestling on Level Up.
Right. They both need to be wrestling on Level Up and not
I believe
NXT.
they just had this match on Level Up last week. I don't know why we're taking time off the main NXT show to just do a rematch of a match that happened on Level Up. I'm not sure why we're doing that.
It was really bad. It was not good. It was not a good match. Like, they're both babies at this. It probably shouldn't be. But what is the point of Level Up? Because I don't think their match there was like, it was so great. We need to see it on NXT. This was not a good match.
No.
This was not a good match.
The Battle of One Jam Beard says, if you want to be a headmaster like a Chase U, Blue Chew is for you.
That was really good, and I'm mad I missed it. So very upset. Very upset.
Carmelo Hayes is still in the ring. He's like, we're supposed to have an hour-long Mellow and Trick celebration that was booked apparently for the show.
I would have rather have had that, I think. I think I would have rather had an hour of that than.
But then Wes Lee had to cheat, so we're not allowed to do that anymore. And then he says, so we're going to talk about this instead. There was this guy last week who decided he wanted to come in and mess with Carmelo, and then they played this music, and I hadn't ever put two and two together. Like, this music is like it's heroic and like, and there's like a lightning thing that goes across all the little Titantrons around the building, and there's a lightning strike by the thing. That apparently is Nathan Fraser's entrance.
Yeah.
Which I had never like actually looked at before, but they're gonna have to do something about his persona because it doesn't match that. Like, hi everybody, I'm here.
If they do something about his, it's Alex. It's the one piece of joy. All right, it's the one piece of joy. I'm guaranteed on Tuesdays is this. If they change his persona, if they turn him heel, and I don't get to see this nonsense every Tuesday, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be so mad. All I want in my life, my Tuesdays, I sit and I watch NXT, and I need my Nathan Fraser impression from you, because it's the gold at the end of the rainbow.
And bumps your uncle. Maybe they have to change the persona, but the who he's presenting, like, I know how great he is in the ring, but it almost feels like a guy, like a kid, like a 9-year-old boy wished on a Zoltar machine to be a really athletic wrestler. Like, he's really great. He just bounces back and forth all over the place, does flippy do shit. But it doesn't, or maybe not a 9-year-old boy. Maybe that's a little too, like a golden retriever somehow wished on a Zoltar machine to be an adult human male athletic wrestler. That's the only thing.
The plot of Air Bud, Wrestle Buds till the end. I just don't need it so like spoon-fed to me. You know what I mean? The only way that I would want it spoon-fed to me is if that spoon were magic, like Zoltar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if that magic spoon had a protein-packed cereal, an alternative to sugary delights in the morning,
right?
My God, I mean, that would just change my entire life,
cereal,
Alex.
But hate all the junk that's associated with it. Well, MagicSpoon.com/Fightful has you covered. Save $5 off your order when you get a custom bundle, custom box right now. 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, only 4 net grams of carbs per serving. Only 140 calories per serving. Keto-friendly, grain-free, soy-free, low-carb, and gluten-free. And right now you can build your own box. Not just right now, anytime. Blueberry, cinnamon, honey nut, maple waffle, cookies and cream, cocoa fruity frosted peanut butter. All the flavors you loved growing up. And how about this? A money-back guarantee. If for some reason you don't like it or you just want your money back, MagicSpoon.com/Fightful does that. Not only is it great in the mornings, it's great for a snack throughout the day, a midnight snack as well, without having all those carbs and unhealthy parts of cereal. MagicSpoon.com/Fightful.
People hating on my segues. you better be sending in super chats to tell me how pretty I am. Okay, you better balance out your negativity by calling me really pretty.
JD Pringle says, Nathan Frazier, nicest heel in the biz. Book him with Shamrock Shake to make the bad guy team from every 90s teen sitcom.
And they could have an uncle named Bob.
Anyway, after the music for Nathan Frazier plays and the entrance pyro hits, Giovanni Vinci shows up in the ring to be like, yeah, he's not here, but I am. Anyway, I don't know why I did that, but here I am. I don't know why I didn't just enter my own way, because that was completely unnecessary for the rest of this segment. The whole play Nathan Frazier's thing, it was like somebody hit the wrong button backstage. But Giovanni's just like, well, he's not here, but I am. If you're gonna have if that spot versus you next week at Heatwave is still open, then consider that spot filled, because I'm gonna face you there. And there you go. So that'll be good. Giovanni Vinci versus Carmelo Hayes is going to be a great match.
It's going to be
next week. Heatwave has the potential to have some really, really good matches on it, and so, all right. I mean, I'll watch that, like thinking, okay, this is good, because they won't have as many ridiculous things to hate on next week.
We can pray to the Lord.
Batted to One Jam Beer says, how can someone as pretty as Kate be a Yankees fan?
Because I'm pretty and I like winning. Isn't that what all you nerds complain about? Yankee fans only like winning. Yeah, it's really fun. Wish we had done it sometime in the past decade.
Yep. Wazim says, hey, wrestling mommy, how are you?
I think wrestling mommy is still Rhea Ripley, but I appreciate it and I'm doing well.
Nerd Guru says, respectfully, if AEW was in Kate's area tomorrow night, Jade would be stupid not to recruit you in her baddie section. Again, respectfully.
Stop. Thank you. See, that's a very nice chat.
Jake Salazar says, 5-star 0.5-star segue, would not recommend. That's not nice.
Thanks for the money, nerd.
And T5 DeGreat says, Alex, how dare you replace Kate with a new hot blonde named Kate? And she's using her Twitter handle too? Blasphemy!
Stop. See, that one was nice and clever. Extra points.
And also an insult, because he's implying that you're not hot normally.
That's a good point. I think it's just a gap. I think I just reached a new level. I leveled up.
Mm-hmm. The Batted to One Jam Beard says, Mommy Graps.
Mommy Graps, see? Rhea Ripley's not already owning that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make I'm Your Mommy t-shirts.
Well, we got to do Leggy Blonde Onion. Like, we got to get somebody from the graphics department to do like a cartoon onion with like a pair of like shapely legs and high heels.
And she's pointing.
Orion Ben 666 says, so wait, who's Kate's Dom? Who's Kate's Shamrock Shake? Mirror Alex? Yes.
That could be.
It could be. And Alpha Bill says the First Lady of Dragon True is pretty, which is you. You're the First Lady of Dragon True.
It's
Jay
not
Blood.
a thing.
Jay Blood says Kate is incredible, but as a wise man once said, being a Yankee fan is like going to a casino to root for the house.
Okay, first of all, I was very young in 1996. I'm not going to say how young because people are weird on the internet, but I was very young. I was not picking to win because I didn't know what the Yankee dynasty was going to look like. Next time, just leave your super chat as Kate is incredible. It'll be perfect. And also winning was really fun. I miss doing it. 32 games above 500 feels good, but it'd be nice to bring home the gold again.
Tom Valley says Rhea is wrestling Poppy, Jordan Grace is mommy.
That's fair.
NCB says this show was not good at all. Some of these people don't need to be on television at all. The ones on this show should be 6 months or less away from the main roster. Yes, that's true. The people who are on TV,
6 to a year, I'd say. Yeah.
The people who are on TV consistently should be the people who, if you had to, in a pinch, we got to call up some people. Everyone on the show's got to be a possibility. That's the way I've always looked at it. We got a video package for Braun and JD McDonough. JD McGunna not gonna work. Whatever that was, it popped me so much.
JD not gonna work.
Braun trains.
What are we doing?
Braun trains and he does. My internet's not gonna work right now.
You're back. You back?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back.
Guess who's back?
So he says, Braun trains, lifts all those weights. I train in isolation. That's why I go into this industrial freezer. And also I have somebody stab me with little toothpicks in my face because that's what I do. I do all this stupid shit because I'm JD McDonough and I enjoy pain. Also, I enjoy giving you pain. Also, the whole thing of JD's McDonough is not gonna work for me. Like, it's just not hitting for me at all. Here's the thing. I never bought him as the Irish Ace. I don't buy him as the guy who's like a surgeon, like an evil surgeon, like a torture master. I just don't buy that guy as this. I've never bought that guy as this. I don't know why. Like, maybe I don't know what it is.
But Alex, last week he was telling us about how many Americans die from choking on popcorn every year.
Yes, that's true.
It's dorky. Also, I don't know. Lifting weights seems like a pretty good way to prepare for a wrestling match, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Come on,
yeah,
man.
It does make sense that he would do that. I'm like, I use cold therapy, which a lot of people do. Yeah. But it was one of those things like, oh, that stupid Braun Breaker lifting weights. You know what I do? I go get acupuncture in my face because
that's how you prepare for a wrestler. Here's the issue, okay? You have to lift weights because it's about drive and it's about power. All right? And you need to lift weights at 4 a.m. to do that.
Uh-huh. Chris Pereira says, me man, Kate Pretty, here money.
Thank you. Just if everybody would just act like that, the world would be a better place.
Yeah, that's true. Nerdguru says, gotta say, I didn't think we'd be calling Kate mommy tonight. However, it is certainly not unwarranted, respectfully.
Thank you.
Jada Pringle says, am I gonna have to get all Red Ross from Friends and All You Fools? Get off of my sister.
Y'all are being respectful. I appreciate it. If you weren't, you're gonna get your ass banned. So here's
the thing with the Braun Breaker and JD McDonough deal. The last time they had one of these little Tuesday takeover type things where they do all the big matches on it. They had a Great American Bash.
Live event kind of.
Yeah, whatever. It's not really either of those things. It's a cable special. The last time we did one of these was when JD McDonough debuted. And immediately after that, they were like, you get the next title match. And they waited like 4 weeks before the match happened. And you could have built him up by doing stuff. And then either last week or obviously this week would be the latest time to do it. But you could have actually, it felt like they did a whole bunch of nonsense. They had like the sit down last week, which could have happened this week. You don't need a video package. You could play that next week before the match. It just feels like they go, okay, this guy gets the next title shot. Let's announce that he has the title shot now, and then do a bunch of nothing between now and then to really sell the match. So I think you could take longer to crown a guy a number one contender and then at least have another week to do some of that other crap that you like to do.
As I said yesterday on FightfulSelect.com, which you can join for just $5 a month. I almost said $5 an hour, which would actually be very expensive. Like, the point of a promo is to promote a match, and none of the promos have done that. Like, none of the promos have promoted the match. They haven't gotten me invested in the match at all. It's just been JD McDonough being weird about people's shoulders and eating popcorn and cold therapy. Like, it has not worked, and the build has not been good. But Alex, sometimes people need help with the build. You know what I mean? Before
sometimes they do need help with the build. Yep.
With the build, yeah. Before you get to the main event, you know what I mean? Before you get to the big match, before you go all the way home, you need a little assistance. And I'm not here to judge that, but Sean Ross Sapp is here to tell you where you can find some help.
You know we care about that performance in wrestling, that main event performance. But maybe in the bedroom you don't have the confidence to perform. BlueChew.com and the code FIGHTFUL will help get you there. It's got the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so you know it works. You know it's that good stuff. But it works on your schedule, or maybe when you're not even ready and you want to get there. You consult with the online physician. You don't have to wait in line at the pharmacy. You don't have to wait in line at the doctor's office. No awkward in-person meeting. And if approved, it ships straight to your door in a discreet package. But there will be nothing discreet about your package when you use BlueChew.com and the code FIGHTFUL. But you know what? How about free? Get your first shipment free when you use the code FIGHTFUL. Just pay $5 shipping. BlueChew.com and the code FIGHTFUL. Get that main event performance.
Alex, know what? Remember before we got on air when I was eating my grapes? They were green. I should have had purple grapes. So I would have matched the logo. But I guess we have one. But they were sour. So I had sour grapes on sour Graps.
There you go.
And I just finished them now. And that is more cohesion than this entire show had the entire day.
I keep thinking that I want to request that they update the logo to put a cartoon of your face on like the green grape behind me on the logo. so it's like you looking over my shoulder like, ah! Yeah. That
with my big ass cheese grin.
Yep. Yes, that one. Jake Salazar says, respectfully, Balor is wrestling Zaddy. We know why. Matthew Plus is here. He says, LMAO, Al and Katie think being on camera for podcasts is good for their show's metrics and personal brands.
Rough night to come in with that one, buddy, because we made a lot of money off of me being really pretty tonight. So
there you
look
go.
at the numbers, biatch.
Scoreboard.
Survey says wrong.
Apollo Cruz defeated Roddy Strong. This was fine. It wasn't what I wanted. I wanted it to be an all-time NXT classic. Because these two guys have it in them to do that. To like, holy shit, these guys are tearing the house down. Like that's what I wanted. Like to just let him go. Like put Roddy Strong and Apollo Cruz in the ring for 12 minutes and let them give us their best possible match. When they announced this thing, I was like, I know they're not going to give it to us, but they could. They're allowed to. They could do that. And it was a good match. It wasn't what I wanted. And I mean, it was fine. It was good. Don't get me wrong, but I wanted them to do something. I got really excited for the possibility of old Apollo Crews, the really great Apollo Crews, versus Roddy Strong, who's one of the best in the world. And it was all right. It was all right.
I didn't need camera cuts this entire match. It was so bad. The match was very good. I think it had the potential to be really great, which is why I agree with you. It was kind of a bummer that this didn't show out, especially with how how weak the rest of the night was. But I if they run it back and it's great, I won't be mad. But this might have been one of those situations I've been trying to be more forgiving around it, where like, who would have thought Rhea Ripley and Asuka wouldn't have good chemistry? Because they didn't the first 2 times they had that match, and the third time they figured it out. But sometimes people just don't vibe. Like, we all love differing ring styles and people like of different sizes facing each other, but like sometimes it doesn't click. So I was kind of bummed that this didn't like fall into place. I kept looking for like an injury or something. I was like, why is this not like killing it? But yeah, this was a good match, but also a letdown because I felt like it was going to be a great match. So maybe that's like an unfair expectation of me, but yeah, I don't know. It just didn't fully ever click in. And then I looked up and I was like, oh, it's going to end soon. And it never got going the way I wanted it to.
Right. So we don't have a guy like this on the main roster. But we need a guy who is a top heel, who could run a stable, who brings up Roddy Strong to be his hitman. Not hitman Bret Hart, but you think you want a piece of me? You're gonna wrestle this guy first, and Roddy Strong like injures the person. Like, that's all he's there to do, not win matches, not do anything. Like old Dean Malenko in the 90s, who just tried to hurt guys. And like people like looking at him like, well, I can take this guy. That's not a problem. And you can't, because he's just that damn good. And also he's got a mean streak. And also his boss pays him to take you out. I honestly feel like that's what Roddy Strong could do on the main roster to be really interesting. And he wouldn't have to talk a lot. Because that would be good. Because I think he's fine, but his voice kind of belies how intimidating he can be and what he can do. I don't know what Triple H has for him as what his ceiling is under Triple H on the main roster. Like, without the rest of the UE, I think he fit in great as the second guy in the UE. But I don't know what he is without them on the main roster. I kind of just want that. I feel like everybody now should be being like, okay, Triple H, you're in charge now. Can I go, please? If they don't feel like he's going to give up what they need here, they should be asking for their release. And there's no reason for him to be the asshole who denies them their release. If Roddy Strong wants to go and be a part of the Undisputed Era as whatever they call themselves over there in AEW, then he should be allowed to do that. And I feel like that's the best place for him across wrestling. That's the best place for him.
Yeah, not to mention his wife is there, and not to mention he'd make a great ROH champion on top of that. Like, there's so much fun stuff that he could do over there. But if you're going to keep him in WWE, which could be not a bad thing, I feel like what you said, it would be fun to even do that from the face perspective of somebody that needed to counter Gunther. Like, to have Ludwig Kaiser and Gunther and then a babyface version where he's not like a hired gun necessarily paid to take him out, but it's like, we got to stop somehow. We all got to stop this guy. And also what you said is what they should have done with Pete Dunne and Sheamus. That would have been awesome. Like, if they didn't make that such a Donnybrook joke, that would have been such a cool thing if you had Ridge Holland as the muscle and Sheamus as the brute and Pete Dunne just being this little assassin running around beating everybody's ass. That could be really, really fun. But they instead chose to tell us that they're Irish a lot.
I don't know who you would have as transitional babyface champs after the Usos, because it'd be hard to run this team against the Usos in the way that I would want them to be presented. But Pete Dunne and Roddy Strong, who in canon and NXT hated each other, but those two dudes as just absolute sawed-off wrecking machines who just go into the ring and murder you, they would be so great as a tag team. And they've never had guys like that on the main roster under Vince in a long, long time. But they could be really as intimidating as hell, even as small as they are. Could be some really great tag matches for them. But yeah, Well, Luis Polito says, "Nah, I just want Roddy to break fools' backs." Well, he can do that too. That's how he can cripple them.
Now
he can-
Luis says that, not before my Blue Chew ad. Come on.
The Battle of One Jam Beard is trolling me. He says, "Alex, they just brought someone back for that role. Your fave guy, Killer Cross." LOL. See, the thing about him is, in all seriousness, I feel like he would want to do all that himself. He wouldn't want somebody else doing it for him. That's why I don't think it would work for him.
And to be honest, the way he is presented, he kind of should. Like
he kind of needs to be.
Yeah. It'd be weird if Scarlett was like flipping over an hourglass and someone else had to come out and hurt people. That would not work.
Myron Kidd has a very important question. Myron Kidd asks, What is Apollo Cruz's gimmick? I'm confused.
Diner Vigilante forever.
But this is the thing. Before, when he was a Diner Village Vigilante and an alleyway Avenger, whatever he was, he saw the thing that he wanted to do, and then he went and did it. Like Sherlock Holmes in the Robert Downey Jr. movies. Like he plotted it out in his brain, and then he did the thing. Tonight, while walking to the ring, he had a flash forward. It was all in green light. It was Roddy and everybody else in the Diamond Mine writhing around in pain in the ring. And then he did this. Like he didn't conjure it himself. It just came to him and he didn't like it. So is he in a remake of The Dead Zone? Like, can he see the future, but he's powerless to stop it, so he's got to try and stop it? Or maybe he's going to inadvertently cause it or something? Like, all of those answers are bad. I don't know why he's clairvoyant all of a sudden. None of that makes any sense.
Why can't he just be a person?
I don't know, Mary. I don't know. I don't know why.
You just let him be. Just let him be a guy who's a great wrestler and super athletic. Like, again, not to be ad nauseum about it, but character versus gimmick, like very different things. We don't need it to be so gimmicky, and NXT just reeks of gimmicks. Like,
yeah. We got backstage. Roddy was really pissed at having lost. He lost to the weird one-handed spinebuster deal that Apollo Cruz does. And he got pissed that nobody was there to help him. And he was yelling at Dem Loafs and Damon Kemp, who are looking at film. It's like, didn't Apollo tell us to watch this match? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're supposed to be looking for. I mean, stuff we can work on, sure, but I'm not really sure what all this is. I don't know what's going on. Like, oh wait, right there. And I guess they see Tony D pick up something or something. It was a match between them and Tony D. I don't know what the hell that was. But they get really upset about it. And then Roddy's like, "Where were you guys? You were supposed to be out there." Well, there was a test and you passed. So that was cute, I suppose. And then he just gets more and more angry and smashes a laptop. But Julius Creed says, if I'm gonna have to watch that back, but if that was somebody that I think it was, then I'm gonna have to go and handle that. I was like, if it's Tony D, are we still getting more Tony D in the Creeds? Because it feels like, I mean, I'll never say no to more Tony D.
of course, you love the Tony D.
I love the Tony D. But yeah, I don't know what that is. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I think they're supposed to be learning from whatever mistake they made in the match or something, but I don't know. So
Luis says that the Coffee Brothers and Wolfgang are on their way to NXT. I have not heard this, but apparently I'm trusting our friend Luis. I say, are they coming for Dem Loafs? I don't know. Are they coming for Dem Loafs?
Are Dem Loafs toast?
Because there's nothing I like more than a nice loaf with my coffee.
You do. You love a good loaf with your coffee.
I do. I love a good loaf.
More of a home fries girl.
See, I would like a loaf of like cinnamon raisin bread cut nice and thick toasted with some butter with my coffee.
You sound just like Linder, but you look nothing like Linder.
This is per PW Insider, or as
Twinsider.
As Luis says, Pee Wee Insider.
Word of the day is Deadloaf.
John Wick
Too
1
far.
GM.
Too far.
Kate
John
So
Wick.
Fine ain't gonna need a blue Jew ad. Well, see
Too
now.
far. We said tasteful, and
Now you're gone, and
that should have been a $30 super chat.
All right.
Give us $25 more.
back to the backstage. We see Solo Sikoa on the trainer's office. Like, you got a sprained knee. What does that mean? Well, it means it's not torn and it's not broken. And you're gonna miss 4 to 6 weeks. It's like, that's too long. I need to get back in the ring. I was like, I don't know if this is a shoot or a work. If it's a work, it's stupid because he should be in the ring all the time because he's great. If it's a shoot, that sucks, and I don't want him to be gone that long. And then Cameron Grimes comes in and he says, hey, congratulations, that was a war. I'm glad you picked up that win. And says, when I get back, I'm coming for that NXT North American Championship. And Cameron's like, yes, we got to make sure that we get our shots. We got to get our gold, whatever, is what he says to Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes is like, yeah, sure. And he walks away. I was like, that was interesting. Okay.
Oh no, Alex froze again.
Am I back?
Hey, your voices.
Am I back?
Now your faces, yeah. Who doesn't know what a sprain is at this point in their life, Alex? That's what I need to
know. We get later in the night, we get Cameron Grimes, like I don't know who the hell is talking trash to Cameron Grimes, but he's about to like fight him, and the security guy's like, hey, Mr. Grimes, no, you don't want to do that, sir. It's like, where the hell have you been when everybody's been attacking people? Security dude. Maybe if you stepped in more often, people wouldn't get attacked in the parking lot.
the parking lot. Thank you. That's my point.
Then Joe Gacy shows up and he's like, where are you going, Cameron? Home. And then he says, to who? And I was like, William Regal never would have let him get away with that.
It's true.
It's to whom, Mr. Gacy? To whom? Were you raised in a barn? Anyway. Battle One Jam Beard says Roddy may break backs, but Kate blows out spines.
Guys, my dad is watching. Come on.
And Matthew Plus says being a woman in sports journalism seems like fun.
Kind of a babyface move by Matthew Plus. I'm not gonna lie, but
and then he says if they were coming for loafs, then I would be in trouble. Meaning me.
Oh, rude.
Okay.
You are a larger white guy, though. You could be a part of them loafs.
I could be.
It's true. Can you do a cannonball?
In the pool. Not off of the top rope.
Counts. It's perfect.
If I could do a cannonball, I'm one step ahead of Nikita Lyons. Anyway, so
I was gonna make that joke, but I was like, nah. But then you made it.
The best segment on the show happened. Tony D'Angelo is waiting for Santos in like the middle of a park in Orlando somewhere. I don't know if this is a famous Orlando
here.
And I have no idea if I'm supposed to know where this is, like if it's famous, but he's like, of course he's late. And he drives up and they actually have an honest to God scene with dialogue acted two consummate professionals. They sit at a table, a folding table that has been set up in this park by this fountain. And I was like, well, somebody's going through the table. And nobody did. It was a miracle. Like, it was just a great scene between these, like obviously, this is not working out between us. Like, yeah, none of this work. You were supposed to work for me. How dare you do what you've been doing? And like Santos is like, well, yeah, but I don't want to do any of that. And I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. So we have a problem. We are at an impasse. We're going to have to figure out what to do here. So I propose to you one last match. If you can beat me, I'm gone. I'll leave. You'll never see me again. That's fine. But if I beat you, them two sheep you got, they got to stay here because they was good earners before you came back. They're not sheep. They're my family. They're sheep. And if I beat you, they got to stay put here. You can go, but they got to stay here. And that is the only thing preventing me from calling 100% Santos loses this match. Because it does seem like a bit of a waste to call him up without his boys. But they broke up. They broke up Imperium, so anything's possible. But he does say that. Then Santos says, we'll talk about more of the implications of this in a second. Santos says to Tony D, he says, but if I beat you, then Legado is free from the Tony D'Angelo family, all of us. But if we're going to do this, we got to do it so it's something that you and I know a lot about. It's going to be a street fight. This was so friggin' great. But this was so friggin' great. Tony D'Angelo somehow is the best character actor in wrestling that I've ever seen. Like, honest to God, like in another life, that dude is in Scorsese movies. He's really, really, really good at this. And I'm looking at him also during this whole thing. He's got the right bone structure to play young De Niro in some movie. Like, he's really, really good at this. And I think Santos is amazing. I think he's perfectly playing his role too. I've been a huge fan of his for like 10 years at this point. I think that any way this shakes out is good for NXT. It's good for both guys. I do feel like Santos is losing and getting called up. If he goes up without his two guys, then he goes to the main roster, and I think he just replaces them with an upgrade of sorts. Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. Now, I really like the former Raul Mendoza, now Cruz Del Toro. Joaquin Wilde is all right, but I prefer Cruz Del Toro to him.
Sure.
But
Same.
I would not say ever that either of them is better than either Angel Garza or Humberto Carrillo. So if he goes to the main roster, those guys are directionless and haven't been on TV in any kind of meaningful way in a long time. But if you just make a new Legado del Fantasma with Santos in the lead and those two guys flanking him, I mean, honestly, I think it's probably the best call overall. And I think there's a story to be told there with the Legado guys being left behind and now having to serve Tony D for a while.
Yeah, I think the only piece that is kind of a question mark there is Elektra Lopez, right? Like, that becomes a little bit tricky, but
hey, but she's been doing a great job down at the docks. She took over the docks. All the production is up 2,200%. So we like it.
She's been great at what she does. She's not the strongest in the ring from what we've seen, but I don't think they'll do this because it would be so intricate. But you have Santos and Solo Sikoa have a feud in NXT, and they all get called up at the same time. And that story carries over of Solo Sikoa and Santos Escobar and his family moving up into the bloodline. And you just immediately, bang, have this Legado thing versus the bloodline. The fact that the bloodline has been the only important thing in WWE, the only way you can salvage it meaning anything, in my opinion, is to do something like this. Because you don't even have to have Santos go over. Obviously, that would blow my freaking mind. I would love it. I think that's not where it's going, but like, oh my gosh, that would be so great. Like, that would just be so fantastic if you had, because we haven't seen like a stable versus the Bloodline. Like, to me, that's such a logical thing of we can't stop these guys unless we figure out a way to get along ourselves and try and fight them as a unit. It's such an obvious story that they haven't told, no matter who that is. Like, a bunch of guys just banding together. Like, we never even saw like Fight Night or whatever the hell they're called now versus them. Like, just as we got to even out the numbers. Like, where's that story been this whole time? So I think that they have a huge opportunity to go either path. You're right. Whether they win, stick around a little bit and get called up as a unit, or Santos goes up and they put Los Lotharios with him, my God, that would actually be like a force to be reckoned with. And it would put Los Lotharios, who should be a tag team, like the two of them should be paired together, on a track to do something meaningful on the show. Because they've basically just ruined Ricochet's title reign for no reason and didn't really do anything else of value on the main roster. So thank you.
Eric Madsen calling out the fact that there was a table and a tablecloth in the park.
Hey,
it was obviously a folding table. They could have done. It would have been kind of cool. I liked how far apart they had to sit because of it. That was the thing that kind of like the visual of that. But it would have been kind of cool if they had sat at one of those. You ever been to a park where they have like those chess tables?
yes.
Like the table has like the chessboard on the table, like it's ingrained in the table.
Didn't they do that on the boat though? Were they playing chess?
Was it chess? I don't know if it was chess.
I
don't think they had to play chess, but just them sitting at a chessboard would have been a cool little metaphor. But anyway, yeah, that is true.
I wish they were standing. I wish it was like a we don't want to be seen together, standing up face to face thing would have been really cool to me.
Yeah. Jake Salazar says instead of Humberto and Angel, it's going to be Dom and Raquel. Because he likes to manifest things that are bad.
Whatever. You want to send in little blue chew super chats about me? Fine. Don't send that shit in. That's way more offensive.
Don't do that. I'm so excited for this match. It's going to be great. If we get Santos, main roster Santos, he's so good, man. And I feel like you can let him cook on the main roster, and it's going to be really, really good.
He's the perfect guy to fit in. Like, they could pull up all of Legado and he could be in the main title picture tomorrow and I'd be happy. He's also the perfect guy if they're trying to make mid-card titles feel important again, to either strap to one or put in a story with one. Like, there's something really cool of Imperium now not having the numbers and Legado does, or whatever. Like, there's so much you can do, and he's just the perfect damn guy to do it. Like, he's so good at every facet of this. And this, in a sea of terrible crap stories that have been built out over the past year or so, this has been almost perfect. Like, this really, really has. So it was nice to have something that we'd like.
Yeah, the Battle to One Jam Beard says, you know what? Give us a 6-man ladder North American title match. Mello, Solo, Grimes, Tony D, Fakey and Eichner, and Wesley. Fakey and Eichner is what I like to call it.
That's really good.
That would be fun. But where am I? Can I get in the match too? Can it be a 7-way North American title match? Because I think I could win. And Bob's your uncle. So then we got Tiffany Stratton walking down the hall, going to the dressing room. Who's got a private dressing room. And then behind the door is waiting Wendy Chu with night vision goggles on. I've been waiting for you, Stratton. Shuts the lights off, beats the hell out of her. Lights come back on. I cannot tell you how badly I wanted for when the lights came back on for her to be Mei Ying. I was rooting for it so hard because then it would have been manifest, happened, Dragon Chew.
I'm the more powerful manifester, is what happened here. No Dragon Chew.
Alfie Tude says Clashel booking idea. Some matches going on, probably a horse lawyer and porn accountant. Anyway, let's go out, smoke, fire, the works, lights on. It's Dragon Chew. Crowd goes nuts. Wales is the home to the dragon, after all. Book it, the HHAs. Hashtag save us Dragon Chew. Thank you, Alpha
Well,
Chew.
I'll tell you, I thought that's exactly what was going to happen. I thought you people were going to have your way, and that you were going to get Dragon Chew.
Jury's still out. We might still yet get Dragon Chew. Like, she's becoming more and more, sinister.
Dragon Chewier?
Yeah. Orion Ben says, okay, quick show of hands. When the lights went out on Stratton, did anybody else go, yes? So close to Dragon Chew.
I went.
Anywho. A better showing of wrestling from the night show. I think, again, Sanga is showing growth. Yeah, I'm interested in, I guess, where this goes. He's got a thing next week where he's going to take Yulisa Leon and Valentina Voice to, like, center themselves and do some probably Indian mysticism thing. We'll see
Get
what
away
that's
from
gonna.
it. Not in this
That's
company.
not gonna. I don't know.
Gonna
and
walk
then
the
like
line on the
Casey,
stereotype real close.
Casey and Caden and Katana, all three of them, they showed up and they were like, "Hey, girls, we respect you. We're baby faces now, firmly. I know we were heels for like 3 weeks, but now we're baby faces and we're fighting champs. And we're gonna come up and we're gonna come across you again and we're gonna give you a title match. That's right, because we're baby faces." This is everything I didn't want from the title change to be put on them, because I just find their characters insufferable either way, heel or face. So I think they're getting better in the ring all the time, but I just don't.
I think Hayden especially is getting much better in the ring.
Yes, especially her. Yes.
Hey, they made it a week long. That's more than we
did.
could say for the last holders. So
That's so true. And Ryan Ben finishes off saying, "I wish Enofe and Blade did also." Yeah. The Better to One, Jam Beard says, a legit question about the women's title tournament. If you were going to have an NXT team, why not have the champs? They could beat Natty and Sonya in the first round, lose to Kai and Sky in the second. Like, I mean, yeah, their titles wouldn't be on the line, and them losing to the eventual champions on the main roster gives them like a reason to like maybe have a rematch down the line. They could even lose in a hinky kind of way where, like, Bailey helps them win or something, and it gives them a reason to be like, we're the real champs because you had to cheat to beat us. And then you have an honest to God match, title for title or something, because there only needs to be one set of titles anyway.
yeah, I don't think USA is super big into unifying titles right now.
No.
Here's the thing. There's a very large gap between what you just said and what they did. Like, they didn't even put Toxic Attraction in here, who could have just said, we held those titles, we did proud, and now we want the main roster gold, and just put them in instead. They were like, we're going to pick that gal and that gal with our manatees picking out idea balls, and we're going to do that.
Yeah. Alpha Bill says the First Lady of Dragon Chew is shaking her head in approval.
You know what approval means? Are you familiar with what approval is?
Nerd Guru says, I have a poem for y'all. Roses are red, violets are blue. This show sucks. I don't know what to do. It's so bad it hurts my head. So boring, I want to go to bed. But watch this review, whatever you do. But I do know one thing. We stand Dragon Chew.
It was so beautiful until the end. There was a tear welling in my eye until that closing line.
Jake Salazar has sent in a super chat. He wants you to read it. It just says Dragon Chew.
Dragon Chew! Happy? Thanks for your $2.
There you go.
We have fun.
We do. The Yes Boys fought against Idris Enofe and Malik Blade. They won. Double Vest and the Beach come out to confront them with their tag titles. Last Legend comes out at the end of this whole thing, and pump kicks the horse girl across the Rainbow Bridge to My Little Pony Heaven because she's dead. She came out wearing like working pumps and just murdered her. Jesus. I don't know what to say about this. Whatever. Anderson O'Fay is really talented. Malik Blay isn't yet. Although I did like his tope to the outside.
Yeah, that was very good.
Promise. That was good. I don't know what to say about this. I mean, we're eventually we're gonna get the double vest in the beach versus the Yes Boys.
I just am sincerely concerned that Lash Legend is going to hurt someone. They need to pull her off TV. I don't even think she should be on Level Up. Like, it's not that just she botches. Everybody botches. Like, everybody botches. Hers are dangerous. Dangerous miscues. We've seen what happens. We've seen what happens when that just goes unchecked. We've seen Ridge Holland. We've seen, like, that experiment's got to be done right now. This isn't working on any level. And she's going to hurt someone. It's bad. It's really, really bad.
Yeah. So yeah, so now we've got a 6-person mixed tag match to do as well, where Lash Legend and Fallon Henley get involved. That's a thing. They've made another intergender stable, which I guess is all right. But why is it this one specifically? Listen. I think Pretty Deadly they're very talented. They're fine. I feel like they have majorly botched their not them, the people running NXT 2.0 have majorly botched their introduction to the main NXT. Like having them be the people who took out the Creeds a few months ago. They had a title reign that lasted 2 months, maybe, if that, and then they lost those belts and they never really did much since then. And it's really like they kind of just treading water, and
it's so stupid. It's so, as far as stables go, I tell this story not like a lot, but enough that you might have heard it before. When I first started watching, the first thing I saw on television was Legacy, and I thought it was awesome because Legacy was this next generation of wrestlers who had parents in the industry, and they had all this commonality, but they had individual personalities, but they had this understanding of like the pressure that you felt being a next generation wrestler, like all these things, right? They should have done so much more with it, but it was like the first thing that I latched onto watching, and they were heels, and I was like, those guys rule. When I look at stables, what I look for is there any straw that I can grasp that these people would hang out together? Like best friends in AEW, they don't make sense, but they make so much sense somehow. Like, I don't feel like NXT has that really at all. I didn't think that Diamond Mine had it, but Malcolm Bivens is just really good at his job. So, like, I believed it because he was like, those guys could be champions, that guy could be champion, that guy has already been a champion. I bought in after Malcolm Bivens did the work to get me there, right? I have no idea how you make this work. This makes absolutely no sense. Absolutely no sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I did not know this, but apparently I'm not sure what this means. But Alpha Bill saying Elton Prince and Nikita Lyons are twinsies. Not sure. Yeah, and Luis is a good shout. Ginny is right there. You didn't make her Maxine Dupree, so she could absolutely be the person who's running with the Yes Boys. She could be the Yes Girl. It'd be great.
It could have been Tiffany Stratton.
Could have been that. Yeah,
Ginny would have been great though. Ginny's already UK.
Yeah. So we got a video package for Toxic Attraction, which is very upset that they lost belts. I'm really surprised there was no Toxic Attraction in that tag team tournament. Just really, really surprised.
Yeah, it's weird. And on top of that, like if the belts meant so damn much to you, maybe you should have made them a presence on the show. I get not defending them because you don't want to lose them, you're heels. But like you didn't really talk about the belts at all while you had them. At all.
Yeah.
Hard to believe. It makes absolutely no sense they're not in the main roster tag picture at all. Like they should have been the first people from NXT that were called up to that tournament. That makes no sense.
Yep. We have our main event. Zoe Stark versus Cora Jade. Cora Jade, remember?
The main event was Tony and Santos, but
yeah, it was. Cora Jade was tasked with taking out Zoe Stark. She no longer has the Avril Lavigne music. She no longer has a skateboard. Now she has a custom kendo stick that is black because she's a bad girl.
Do you think part of the reason she wasn't good at skateboarding was all of her skateboards were made out of particle board? That would make it hard to skateboard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Luis is saying it's the same song and lyrics, but now it's metal. Is it really? I don't know anything about it. So that's actually kind of clever, and I wish they didn't do that for her, but did it for other people. I think this is whatever it is. Mandy Rose on commentary for the whole thing was kind of insufferable, and especially because she got angry when Vic Joseph would call the match that was happening. She like, interrupted me,
so
rude.
Rude.
I get that's her character and everything, but it was kind of like it drew a lot of attention away from what was going on, which was okay. It was a fine match. It was all right. Zoe Stark ends up. Cora tries to introduce her custom kendo in the middle of the match. Gets taken away from her. Zoe's got some nasty suplexes. She's got it starts as a German and ends as a Sambo suplex, and it I don't know how you take that move and land on your forehead, but that's what happened to Cora Jade. That was nasty. And then, of course, her finisher is the most insane looking thing. It feels like, speaking of foreheads, it feels like they're watching like, oh, that person is dead now because the frontal lobe is now in dust.
Yeah.
So she hits that on Cora. But Cora Jade goes for the kendo stick a second time, but Roxanne Perez is there, and she took the kendo stick. So there's a thing. And then she gets hit with the that thing, whatever they call it, that crazy GTS thing. And then after the match, Mandy Rose tried to sneak up on Zoe, so Zoe does her thing to Mandy, and that was the stiffest I think it's ever looked. That was really, really good timing for both of them. She got creamed by that. So Mandy Rose versus Zoe Stark is a thing next week, and Cora Jade versus Roxanne, I think, is a thing for next week as well. There's a lot of important / hopefully good matches next week.
Yes.
So that'll be good. That'll be good to have a week away from whatever the hell some of this stuff was that we watched today. That'll be nice.
I hope so, because this was really not good.
Yeah.
This was a really bad episode. Even some of the, normally it's the creative that's bad, and I prefer that because then we're not being critical of the wrestlers. We're mostly just being critical of the creative direction. And today it was actually kind of rough all around. Roddy and Apollo was good, but didn't really click in. And then the opening with Nikita and the cannonball situation was just not very good. Not the best, but I'm hoping that the work rate is also up next week. So that should be good. And as you said, people that have been made to feel important on the show are wrestling. So that is good.
Batted to One Jam Beer says Cora went from Avril to Good Charlotte.
Did she?
I don't know.
I don't know. She's not like Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous. That was them, right? Always complaining. Oh my gosh.
Was
yes.
either Good Charlotte or Sum 41, because I'm not really sure.
I think it was Good Charlotte. Because I think it was like me and my friend Charlotte Robbins who liked Good Charlotte singing that. Like in probably my freshman year of high school, I think.
Okay.
Because we were just like so fed up with corporate America and our preteen / early teen years. You know, when it's like, oh my God, my job at Burlington Coat Factory is taking me to it, the limit.
Murphy JW100 says, in the words of the great Unicorse, when it comes to NXT 2.0, and why should I care? Sorry, a bit delayed, but I perked up when I heard about Bluey. Yeah, Bluey tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
Meet Normus says, as the only remaining NXT review show, can we get a 10-minute recap of the show and spend the rest of our time talking about how good Kate looks? Alex, you're fine too, but I'm here to be Linda's number 9.
Ayo! I mean, really, of all the babes on the show, it is Linda. Before we dive into the rest of these, let's just do a last call. I'm looking at you, Jake Salazar, for super chats, humper chats, for bitch.
No, the last call is like it's over. Like you're not allowed to send any more in. Like I have no joke, 20 songs to sing. I love all of you.
Oh my God. Also, just we'll do our like reminder to go to Fightful Select and subscribe and to support our sponsors and all that. Because I also just looked at the super chat document and dear Lord.
Cal says super chat because Kate is awesome.
Thank you.
And
I'm not just pretty, I'm also funny and smart. I appreciate you.
You are a leggy blonde onion.
I am.
Alpha Bill says, was Alex just doing Sands of NXT to Kate?
No,
like
I watched
Sands
the
of
show.
Blind? Like Sands of Blind? Like you missed it or something? I don't know. Like was I lying to you or something?
I don't know. I watched the show though.
Yeah. That is true. The Battle of One Jam Beard says, Alex, you said last week I made you feel old because I said In Living Color is old. Well, how's this then? Part of the audience never doubted that it wasn't butter. Or that they knew it was always Maybelline.
I can't believe it's not butter. The spray kind. I was like, well, if it's spray, I'm pretty sure it's not butter.
Melted butter.
In an aerosol?
James Higgins says, don't watch NXT, but love you guys. Quick question. Mandy Rose has been champ for 283 days, longer than Sasha or Bayley. Has she deserved to be champ for so long? Deserved is weird. I don't know exactly who you would have put it on otherwise in the meantime. I would say no, but like I don't want to compare it because NXT in Sasha and Bayley's era was the top people got a run with the belt, and then they lost the belt, and then they moved to the main roster. Like, and you didn't get a shot at the belt unless you were 3 months away from going to the main roster. Usually, Asuka was the one thing was like, okay, we're gonna have here for a long time, and we're gonna have all of our younger generation test themselves against her. That's gonna be the thing we're gonna do with her. Sasha and Bayley were already on the way up, and Shayna too. Yeah. I mean,
Mandy was like, I don't know what else we do with her, so give her the belt. Like, I will reiterate, I don't think she's like as terrible as a lot of the like sexy presentation type wrestlers are. I think she actually is decent enough like in the ring, but she's definitely not like the best in the ring. But like if they did a good job with executing what they chose to do.
Right. I would have liked to have seen Kaylee Ray get a
Yes.
shot with the belt, but I don't think they ever had any plans for doing that in NXT main NXT stateside. I just don't think they ever had that. Tom LaValle says, in former NXT news, we will soon see formerly known as Harland teaming with Sonny Kiss and Ari Daivari. Get Sonny on TV by any means. Get Sonny on TV by any means, but I don't want a weird thing where like Harland thinks that Sonny is hitting on him, and there's a weird thing. I don't want any of that because like the clip I saw that Sonny was making eyes at Parker Boudreaux, and he was like, "Me caveman, me no like, me confused." And I was like, I don't need that storyline. We'll figure out where this is going, but like, just make him a baddie. Just make him a baddie. Just make Sonny Kiss a baddie. It's right there. Also, of all the people, we talked about this, of all the people that NXT has let go, the dude who can't do wrestling moves is not the guy who signed to AEW.
Alex, the guy that signed, Willow's not signed. Diamante's not signed. What are we doing?
I don't know.
We don't need more like white guys who are pretty good at it. Like we're good at that in AEW. We're fine. We got a real bloated roster. You can fill out AEW and ROH right now with the manpower you got.
Yeah.
It's really
Brian. Sorry, it's really Brian says trying to manifest Tegan showing up Friday in Shotzi's tank since they never got their tag title matches ages ago. On the way to the ring, they run over Robert Stone for old time's sake. That would be nice.
I'm in.
Yeah, me too. That would have been nice to like. I mean, it would suck for Xia Li, but Shotzi teaming with Tegan in the tournament would be a lot better than whatever the hell else is coming out of that right side of that bracket. T-Electric Mayhem. Post-game question for Kate. Do you feel Linda was giving 110% tonight? It seemed like her head wasn't in the game. Possibly scanning the stands for husband number 9.
You'll have to. I actually don't have any post-game stuff teed up for tonight, but that's been a very, very fun thing to do. So I am going to continue to do them. Well, you know, there's a hierarchy to the press. It's definitely not one guy from my Wednesday night podcast that I make voice memo me different things. It's definitely not that. So definitely not Ryan at the Mark Order who does all those, but they've been very fun to do. Linda's not actually done yet, so I can't even fully answer that question, but we'll keep it in mind moving forward.
Yeah. Eugene Solis says SGS for life. Thank you, Eugene. Michael Dammit says, Alex, get AirPods and you don't have to worry about removing apparatus. No. I will never in my life buy AirPods. That is a ridiculous thing.
It's aggressive.
It is. They are made so that you lose them, so that you have to buy more of them. No. No.
They have a whole case.
No. Also, Kate does look great and must be happy because there was no dragon shoe tonight.
No, but we got close, pal. We got close.
Too close for comfort. Better to one. Jam Beard says, also to be fair, Parker on Dark has already shown he's better than the Harlan gimmick he had in NXT. Don't want to get too far in time, but he could be another miss the way Tay was. He's got a long way to go. A long way to go. I mean, I guess we'll see, but
do not need him.
Yeah. Hamancito Gomez says, yesterday I watched both Kaylee Ray and Satomura matches. Decided to give NXT UK a watch for the first time. What a 180 compared to 2.0. Such an easy watch without 100 camera cuts. Yeah, I didn't think about that. There's none of that crap over there, is there? Maybe that's why it's good. Okay. Oh my God. Here we go. There is a lot of.
Do I have to play, or are they all just you?
No, it feels like it's all just me. It's all just me.
The Everclear one is so good.
The Everclear one is really great.
Have at it, pal. Good night.
Can Nathan Frazier sing Bloodhound Gang's Why Is Everybody Always Picking on Me? Seems like his voice would fit that. This is the best show on Fightful. Thanks for all you do.
Oh,
Thank you,
thank you.
Septim XL. Thank you, Septim XL. Here we go. The morning that I was born, my old man beat up the doctor. He clocked the doctor because the doctor said I looked like Chewbacca. The doctor said, "Sir, you're misled, sir, which infers you mistook me. I did not mean your lovely wife was shacking up with a Wookiee. What I mean is Wolverine is less hairy than your son. He looks like Chewie, Baba Booey, and Hong Kong Fooey all in one. To put it mild, your newborn child's completely nutty foo-foo looking. I'd shove him back in the oven till he is done cooking. But why is everybody always picking on me? Because my 15-year-old cousin has less acne? Why is everybody always picking on me? Ain't brushed them teeth since 1983. But why is everybody always picking on me? Because you got the grooming habits of a chimpanzee. But why is everybody always picking on me? Because you're white, but you got... Oh, no. That's terrible. I'm not going to say that at all. That seems very bad. And Bob's your uncle?
There it is.
Can Nathan Frazier sing Boogie Wonderland? I mean, I suppose he could. Midnight creeps so slowly in the hearts of men who need more than they get. Daylight deals a bad hand to a woman who has laid too many bets. This mirror stares you in the face and says, "Baby, it don't work." You say your prayers, though you don't care. You shake and shake the hurt. Dance Boogie Wonderland. Ha ha. Dance Boogie Wonderland. Ooh, ooh, dance, ooh, yeah. And Bob's your uncle.
Someday you're going to say Robert's my uncle, and I'm not going to know myself.
Yeah, I didn't know what the hell's going on. T Electric Mayhem says, can Nathan Frazier sing "Me and My Uncle" as made famous by Uncle Bob Denver? I mean John Denver and the Grateful Dead. I don't know this one. Me and my uncle went riding down South Colorado, West Texas bound. We stopped over in Santa Fe, that being the point about just halfway. And you know it was the hardest part of the day. I took the horses up to the stall, went to the barroom, ordered drinks for all. 3 days in the saddle, you know my body hurt. It being summer, I took off my shirt. Tried to wash up some of that dusty dirt. West Texas cowboys, these all around. With liquor and money, they're loaded down. Soon after payday, you know, it seemed a shame. To know my uncle, he starts a friendly game. High-low jack in the winner, take the hand. And Bob's your uncle. My uncle, I suppose. So I'm doing this song about my uncle. A-Shock says Bob O'Neill is Nathan Frazier's uncle.
Probably.
Bob's your uncle, not Bob's my uncle.
Yes, correct.
Nathan Frazier does. I'm getting all these out of the way early because I don't like. Nathan Frazier says
yes,
Bop.
in.
No, and does Bop by Hanson, please. I'm just gonna do this. All I'm doing is the chorus. Bop, bop, doop, dop, ooh, bop, doop, dop, bop, 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 doo, yeah, bop, 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 doo, bop, bop, doo, bop, doo, ooh, bop, bop, dop, boo, Bob's your uncle.
That's so good.
Bob's your uncle. I realize now that's why they actually requested it.
Your uncle. Bob's your uncle.
It's really Brian says this one goes out to Kate. Can we hear Nathan Frazier sing "Cult of Personality"?
Oh, who said that in?
That was It's Really Brian.
Thank you, Brian, who it really is. It's like you. You were like, we're going to make Kate's day today.
Look in my eyes. What do you see? It's the cult of personality. I know your anger. I know your dreams. I've been everything you want to be. Oh, I'm the cult of personality. Like Mussolini and Kennedy, I'm the cult of personality. I am the cult of personality. The cult of personality. Neon lights, Nobel Prize. When a mirror speaks, the reflection lies. You won't have to follow me. Only you can set me free. And Bob's your uncle.
I am so mad at you for needing the lyrics to that. Come on.
I wanted to make sure I didn't do them wrong. Okay. I get the refrains mixed up because there's Joseph Stalin and Gandhi or whatever. I didn't know which one was which.
It's fair. You wanted to do right by Phil, and I appreciate
I wanted to do right by you. Are you kidding me?
Oh, one and the same.
See?
CM Punk's my best friend. So.
Okay. God. Henry the Casey says, I missed NXT for the movie Heat. Did I miss anything? No. Although you did see Robert De Niro Jr. as Tony D.
You missed Tony D and Santos and everybody calling me hot in the chat. That's all you missed.
Yeah. They really needed to do more of like a Heat segment between Pacino and De Niro at the diner. It's like,
oh my God,
this is the way things are gonna be. Like that's what it was, really. JJ Distraction, Late Night Green on SGS, head of PR. All hail. Can Alex as Nathan Fraser sing All Star by Smash Mouth? Thank you, Alex, Kate, the Council of Marks, and the SGS community for being awesome and making things a little brighter with the fun review shows. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Somebody once told me the world is going to roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb with a finger and a thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules and I'll hit the ground running. Didn't make sense to not live for fun. Your brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? You never know if you don't go. You'll never shine if you don't glow. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go. Play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on. Get paid. All that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. Hey, Bob's your uncle. I hope everybody likes these. I think that's all of my. I think that's all of the Nathan Frazier's. Now here we go. Okay, here we go. Can William Regal sing War Ready by Rick Ross? Jiminy. This is our Regal rap for the evening. War ready. You got shooters, I got shooters, we got money. Let's do what them other suckers can't do, though. Mastermind, got 1,000 guns. War, Dade County. And if money is power, I got millions of power. Miami shit. Fuck with me. War. War games.
There it is. This is the best part of the show. When I don't have to do it, this is great. Are you there? Am I here? Oh no. Alex is frozen? Did I work myself into the shoot? I just said when I don't have to do anything, this is my favorite part of the show. Oh my gosh. Thank God he got all the Nathan Frazier ones in. Also, if somebody could just screenshot his face, because it's like the perfect encapsulation of 2.0 tonight. Oh no, he's left. Should I make him wrestling writer when he comes back? I'm not singing. I see you. Let's see what else we have on here. There's some really good ones. There's some good ones in the queue, guys. Oh. Hi, Kate Elizabeth. Oh man.
Were you gonna do them?
No, I was never going to. I was simply vamping.
Ryan Ben 666 says Jukebox Lady in red Lady in Red by Krista Berg by William Regal. I've never seen you looking so lovely as you did tonight. I've never seen you shine so bright. Man with a mask. I've never seen so many men ask you if you wanted to dance, looking for a little romance given half a chance. I've never seen that dress you're wearing, or the highlights in your hair that catch your eyes. I have been blind. The lady in red, that's you, is dancing with me, cheek to cheek. There's nobody here, it's just you and me. It's where I want to be, but I hardly know this beauty by my side. I'll never forget the way you look tonight. War games.
How seductive.
The Batted at One Jam Beard says Danhausen singing Red by Chevelle in honor of Kate.
Good poll.
They say, freak, when you're singled out. The red, when it filters through. So lay down, the sweat is real when the sight goes red again. Seeing red again, seeing red again. This change he won't contain, slip away to clear your mind. When asked who made it show, The truth he gives into most. So lay down, the red is real when his sight goes red again. Very nice, very red.
I feel like you have to be more nasally.
Listen.
Danhausen's a tough one.
It's new. Okay, it's new. We'll have to. I'll work on it.
I can't believe more people don't request Eddie Kingston.
That's a tough one too. Unless you got a song that says "partner" in it.
Partner.
Or
my man.
My man.
It's my other favorite one he does. Dog. My man.
I do a perfect Eddie Kingston saying "partner."
Partner.
Because you got to get a little bit of that gravel in the back. But I honestly don't think I can do many of them. All right, here we go.
Sounds like
I would like to hear "Dance Dance" by Fall Out Boy, sung by Finn Balor.
It's being workshopped. You guys are the best.
NCB. Here we go. It says "Dance Dance" by Finn Balor. She says she's no good with words, but I'm worse. Barely stuttered out of a joke, romantic, stuck to my tongue. Weighed down with words, too. Tonight, it can't get much worse. Versus, no one should ever feel like I'm 2/4 and a heart down. Don't want to forget how your voice sounds. These words, how I have so write them. So you need to know not to get by. I am the danger. Dance, dance, we're falling about to halftime. Dance, dance, these lives are you love to lead. Dance, this is the way they love. If they only knew how misery loved me. Dance, dance, you're a bad father.
The Finn Balor. Who was that again? What terrible pop punk band was that? They're not really pop punk, and they're not as terrible. Who was that? Not Fall Out Boy. Panic? Was it Panic?
No, Fall Out Boy.
It was Fall Out Boy. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Tom LaValle saying Walter singing 99 left balloons. 99 balloons.
I can't believe we haven't gotten that before, honestly.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. You and I in a little toy shop buy a bag of balloons with the money we've got. Set them free at the break of dawn. Till one by one they were gone. Back at base, bugs in the software. Flash the message, something's out there. Floating in the summer sky, 99 red balloons go by. 99 red balloons floating in the sky. Panic bells, it's red alert. There's something here from somewhere else. The war machine springs to life. Opens up one eager eye, focusing it on the sky. When 99 red balloons go by. I am the Intercontinental Champion.
Chop, chop, chop.
Chop, chop, chop. The Batted to One Jam Beard says Tony D singing the Dragon Ball Z theme. But every time he has to say Dragon Ball, he says Dragon Chew.
Dragon real Chew. Mixed bag tonight, people.
Dragon Chew. Gotta find that Dragon Chew. Don't stop till you got them all the 7 magic balls. It's all you gotta do to have your wish come true. Get that Dragon Chew. Dragon Chew. The greatest test of all to find that 7th ball. Danger all around you. Villains everywhere. Evil is surrounds you. Keep on searching, but beware. Goku is going to show you. Going to help you find a way. Goku going to show you friends. Going to save the day. Dragon Chew. There's always lurking till the dragon calls. You won't be the magic in those 7 balls. Everybody's searching for the Dragon Ball. Gabagoo.
Next.
It's really Brian says, can Finn Balor sing Everclear's Father of Mine? Shout out to Alex, Kate and her bangs, and the entire Sour Grapes community except for Matthew Plus.
Well done. Perfect. Perfect chat.
Father of mine.
It's so good.
Tell me, where have you been? You know, I just closed my eyes. The whole world disappeared. Father of mine. Take me back to the day. Yeah, and I was still your golden boy back before you went away. I remember blue skies walking the block. I loved it when you held me high. I love to hear you talk. You take me to the movie, take me to the beach, take me to a place inside so hard to reach. Father of mine. Tell me, where did you go? You're a bad father.
Okay,
You left
so
me alone.
do you follow Eve Six, the band, on Twitter?
Yes, I do.
They're so funny, right?
They're
Their
great.
lead singer or whoever. So he had tweeted, if you haven't been, in the past 20 years that they haven't been doing that much, he's become very, very self-aware, and it's hilarious. Like the other day he tweeted, like, I wonder how many lives our music saved. Probably millions. Very fun Twitter follower. But he was like, he was like, music execs, we need a heartfelt song. Oh, perfect. Like Everclear. Oh, perfect. I have one about my dad. Dun, 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 dun. Like the way that song starts is so not like, it ain't Cats in the Cradle. I'll put it that way.
No, it's not.
But go follow Eve Six.
They're
They're very funny.
Apparently, Love Wrestling has rated us with 3 people from Twitch.
Thank
Hooray,
you.
Twitch.
Hello.
Thank you for the raid.
I'm so
Love
sorry
Wrestling.
that we're like on the way out and in a part of the show that's going to make no sense to you if you've never seen us before. But we do a wheel of impressions of various wrestlers and some original characters. One of who is named Linda, and they talk like old ladies from Queens. So welcome to this weird thing we do. This is the Linder. I'm the Sheila.
Hello, Twitches. Hello, everyone from the Twitch. It's so nice to have all the Twitches here. Hello. I'm looking for husband number 9 if any of you are single. So Jake Salazar says, can Linda sing Do You Want to Taste It by Wigwam? I mean, I might, depending on what it is, I might want to taste it.
Everybody who just joined just went.
I want to introduce them and throw them in the deep end, like just with nothing else. Here we go. Do you really want to taste it? Get it on top. Make a move extreme. Make a pose. Shortcut to your dreams. Float straight to the stores on that flying thing. Getting high, getting brave, getting snowblind. Game, set, go. Pick a tune. Chick harpoon in a world beyond. Get a beat. Got a heat on a phony string. Tear your world apart once the magic starts. Do you really want to taste it? Well, do you?
Is it from the Dinah?
It must be from the Dinah.
If it's from the Dinah, I do. Oh my gosh. So, thank you, LECs, for doing the Lord's work. Yes, Linda has 8 husbands, her first being on the Oregon Trail when he was 12.
I was 12.
So how old was
14. So anyway, it was a different time back then. We covered all of this months ago. There's one more last thing. Here we go. The NCB 41 said something in last night that we didn't get a chance to get to.
Oh no!
He says, FMK, CM Punk, Wardlow, and Sheamus.
For me?
The last thing we're going to do here, and then we're going to go away.
For Linda?
No, for both of us, I suppose. And you and Linda and Sheila.
Well, obviously, I'm marrying CM Punk. And the rest doesn't really matter. Who else was it? Sheamus and who?
Wardlow and Sheamus.
Oh, F Wardlow. And sorry, Sheamus.
Who wouldn't F Wardlow? My goodness.
That was the easiest one I've ever done. No offense to Sheamus, but I'm marrying Phil, and Wardlow. Come on.
The thing
Wardlow,
about
if you want to send in any thirsty super chats, I'm right
the
here
thing
for you.
about the Phil Brooks, the
We love
CM
the
Punk.
Phil.
We love the punker, and he is so wonderful because he's pro women's rights, and I think that's so lovely. I think that's so good. You can tell he would really care about you
And
as
he'll
his
keep
partner.
you honest because he keeps that Vince McMahon honest.
It's true. Yes. And then Wardlow, my goodness. And then Sheamus, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to hit you with a shillelagh because we talked last night. If you pick somebody to kill, you got to say how you would do it. And I would beat him to death with his own shillelagh. That's the only way to do it. I'm sure that's what he would have wanted. So
it's true.
Bonk Kate. Also bonk Linda.
Bonk Linda as well.
You have to bonk me when it comes to the Wardlow. My goodness.
All right, listen. Okay. I was asked a question and I answered it. The ramifications
I think the whole thing is that, like, it presumes that everybody is available
for said activities.
Right. Otherwise, it would just be chaos.
Just wrecking homes.
Anyway, I hope all of the Twitches of you have decided to stay and subscribe and we're not scared off by this. They'll never come back. They're very angry at the Love Wrestling for sending us a raid. But anyway, other than that.
What a blast. We have fun.
We do.
We're
Thank you for all of you to be hanging out with us. Kate, do you want to tell them who you had the interview with?
I did. I had an interview with Robert Clotworthy, who's the narrator of Ancient Aliens, which we reviewed probably a month and a half ago or so, I think at this point.
Yes, I think so, yes.
He was so generous with his time. We talked for like over 50 minutes. He was so kind. He had a really great just like outlook on the show and was so great about talking to the spirit in which the show is intended and was just such a great guy. So keep an eye out for that interview. We think it's dropping tomorrow. He was so great to us, and I got to record that just earlier today. So very fun.
Wonderful. We are, of course, after this, we're recording the episode of Get the Flick Out of Here, where we talk about the Mannequin movies. Mannequin 1 will be reviewed by me, well, Alex. And then Mannequin 2 will be reviewed by Kate.
Yeah, I was quite chomped by this movie.
Yes, you were. Well, that's wonderful because I'm so glad. I mean, I'm not really. I was hoping you were going to hate it because it's a lot more fun for us to talk about movies we don't like.
I mean, it definitely has its parts, but
yes.
It was fun. It was charming.
Everybody, thank you so much for putting up with our antics, and there'll be more things here. You can follow me on at Alex Sour Graps. Yes. Listen, I got it at the thrift store. It was only a penny. So what can I say?
If the Rhea Ripley can be somebody's Poppy, why can't you be someone's dad?
Why can't I be a zaddy? Linda is your zaddy. That's true. Anyway, you can follow me on the Twitter at Alex Sour Graps. Follow Miss Kate Fabe at Miss Kate Fabe. Also, I'm starting up some new things. I'll be streaming some more on my own personal YouTube channel. You could search Alex Sour Graps there. I don't have the actual custom URL because I don't have enough subscribers. But you can all help me with that, so do that.
Why would Linda be streaming from Alex Sour Graps? That's so bizarre.
I have the wig on and I'm not taking it off, so I gotta keep the voice going. Anyway, this is the only time you're gonna hear me say past 11 p.m. I'm not taking it off. Anyway, keep cool, Babagools.